Greetings people, it's Jared here, Wolfgang 1, back to do another Transformers review. So this week, what I wanted to do was review Legacy United Quake, because I don't see why that figure is getting such an easy pass, quite frankly. But I wanted to compare it to the original Quake, and then the original Quake I noticed is stuck behind in a glass display cabinet behind loads of bags and boxes, so I thought bollocks. What I'm going to do instead is review something else. So that's exactly what I've done. So in order to meet my Monday deadline, because I haven't for the last couple of weeks, I thought I'd step back in time to 1984 and review one of the old classics, one of the OGs. So let's take a look this week, ladies and gentlemen, at Generation 1 Sideswipe. Right, here is Generation 1 Sideswipe in this box. Obviously it's not an original. It's one of the commemorative series, and I don't know what year this was released, probably around 2004, 2006, something like that. I quite like these boxes, but I would have preferred if they were going to reissue them, just to reissue them in the original boxes. This one sort of opens up and you can see the toy, and the other ones that were released in that particular wave, so Series 6 and Series 8. A little bit of burb on the back. I'm not going to zoom in or anything like that. It just says Sideswipe is a Transformer, basically. I bought this off eBay a long time ago now. I bought this off eBay for about 20 quid, and there were a few issues. Mine has got a few issues, because obviously this is me we're talking about, and I will come onto them when I do the review. For some reason I had it in my head as a commemorative series. It was going to be joints just as tight and everything as the original. Sadly, I was a little bit let down by the build quality, but I'll come on to that when I do it. So this is basically him in his box, looking all boxy and lovely, really. What am I supposed to say about that? Not a great deal. So let's crack straight on into the figure itself. And here he is. Here is Sideswipe in his alt mode. He transforms into a Lamborghini Countach. Much like the originals, these ones were a mixture of molded plastic and die-cast metal. The die-cast metal in this case is this entire back section just here with a plastic spoiler. The downside to that is it does create a bit of a two-tone situation with regards to the paint application. So the paint application on this, going over clear plastic, has come out like a darker, sort of less vibrant red, whereas this is all shiny and lovely. I gave him a silver Autobot faction because, quite frankly, I thought the red on red looked stupid. Yeah, let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. He was one of my favourites as a kid. I had two of these when I was a kid. The first one I broke, the other one I burnt somehow, and half his face was melted. So this is now the third Sideswipe I've owned in my life. And obviously I'm being very, very careful with this one. Although they're still causing some issues in terms of paint chipping, which I will show in just a minute. Let me show you some of the things that this came with. So he came with 3 of these missiles, 2 of them still on the sprue, 1 shoulder-mounted missile launcher. Spring mechanism doesn't work because this is modern-day Hasbro. He comes with 1 gun, all molded in white. Same accessories you would have got for G1 Red Alert, just cast in different colours. And this also came with an instruction booklet. So isn't that nice? So this guy, Sideswipe. I've always had a soft spot for this toy. I think get it on camera would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And I guess because I always loved the sports car motif and sort of things like that. I don't remember what condition the back end of mine was in when I was younger, but I don't really fuck around with my G1s that much, which is why I'm a little bit surprised that, as you can see here, I'm getting paint chipping on the rear sections just here and just here as well. On the other side doesn't appear to be too bad, actually. If I was to separate the car as part of the transformation, you'll see more paint chipping just there and along this section just here. So that's annoying, but it's by far not as bad as my Takara G1 I had. Yeah, I've always loved this toy. I like the simplicity of the toy. I love the sort of like attention to detail and like sort of a head sculpt and sort of everything like that. This toy for me was always a bit of a winner. Rolls very nicely on rubber tyres as well. So it's good to see that, you know, when they were doing reissues back in the day, that they were actually doing reissues, like proper reissues. So he rolls very, very nicely indeed. Yeah, good colour scheme, apart from, you know, as I said, the two-tone on the red, where it takes a different to like sort of, this is entirely cast in plastic, red plastic. This bit's painted on, and then this bit's painted as well. So there's more cohesion between the red plastic and the red paint on the metal, as opposed to this middle section just here. But you know what, whatever. And I was really, really excited. I was really excited to get this guy off eBay. Didn't need the instructions. I remember how to transform everything like that. What I was slightly disappointed with was the fact that the back end was loose in robot mode. And I did consider like sort of taking it apart, just like sort of here, and trying to tighten it up. And I thought to myself, I'm probably going to fuck it up. So let's not do that at all. Yeah, not really a hell of a lot else I can say about the Alt mode. I mean, you have to hand it to like sort of the 84 line. I mean, obviously they were repurposed Diaclones and that, so you have to hand it to Takara and the Diaclone line for producing a line of transforming toys that had such decent real life vehicles, you know. So yeah, the only main difference between this and my original is the original's face and the whole thing, like eyes and everything, were all painted silver. On this, I believe the eyes are painted blue, but we'll come on to that in just a moment. Transformation for this guy is really, really, really not difficult at all. So we're going to start by pulling out the back of the car like that, and then pulling out the side panels on the wheels for the arms on both sides. Disconnect the bonnet from the windshield. Now, one thing you will know on originals is these two pegs here always were like sort of prone to breaking. They were very brittle, so I have to be very careful with that. Fold the bonnet round for the chest, split this section apart, bring down these tabs for the feet, and then finally roll this section round, bring up the head, close that back up, stand it up, and zoom out a little bit. And there we have the basic G1 Sideswipe toy. Now, in terms of articulation, the arms go around like that, and the arms do bend at the elbow to give him a little bit of arm articulation. That's as much as you're getting, quite frankly. Just going to zoom in on that head sculpt. That's the head on this is not big at all. So the detail on that is amazing. Nice to see that they actually painted the eyes this time around. So yeah, really, really like that. And this is what I was talking about, the build quality on this. See that? So the first time I took it out of the box, I think this was brand new in box. I don't think it had ever been opened. So I took it out of the box, I transformed it, went like that, and then you can hear that. It's not supposed to sit like that. It's not supposed to move like that, quite frankly. These things are supposed to be static. So yeah, that was the only thing for me in terms of this reissue, which was an absolute ball ache. So let's give him his weapons. Let's give this weapon just here. Stick the launcher, the missile in the launcher, stick it on his shoulder. Like that. And then give him his gun. And there we have Sideswipe in all his glory. It's a basic toy. It really is a basic toy. I mean, it's like sort of the original design was like 1982 or something like that. So I can forgive its limitations. But despite its limitations, it's a cool robot mode. It's a cool little car. It's a really, really fun, decent little toy. One I can't heartily recommend enough. I'm just going to stand him here next to his Masterpiece counterpart. And yeah, they look decent together. And I really do love the MP12, the Masterpiece Sideswipe mold. I really do like that. But you know, got to show some love for the original, man. That's the way it is for me. I appreciate what comes after, but I am very, very, very much an advocate of what came before. Because I'm old, I'm stuck in my ways, and that's the way it is. So yeah, that's my review for Generation 1 Sideswipe, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you enjoyed this. This is Joe Gambarry, also known as Wolfgang1, saying do check back on the channel. I'm going to try and get that full episode of Star Trek out at some point. There's more 7 Days to Die coming on the channel, and maybe 1 or 2 other projects if I, can get my arse in gear and just focus on them a little bit. But yeah, I didn't want to have another Monday with no review, so here it is, back in Generation 1 Sideswipe. Not what I want to review at all, but I'll come on to that at another time. Until we see each other again, thank you very much for watching this, and take care.